I was sitting on the ground last night eating my second meal because I didn't get enough calories in from the first meal. And I wasn't really in the mood for protein or steak or anything like that. I was eating chicken, or no, I was eating cheese, and I was eating, honestly, one of the most delicious Honeycrisp apples I've ever had in my life. I mean, these things are engineered to be delicious. They're amazing. So, which I'm suspect of for that reason. And I was thinking to myself, if I had to get all my calories in one meal, could I even do it? Because even with the second smaller meal, I was having trouble feeling like I was getting enough calories in or eating enough. I felt like I was getting full, and I don't really know what that was from. And I've thought about this more lately as I'm kind of paying attention to my stomach and how I feel that the satiety feeling. And if I had to get all my calories in one meal, I think I would struggle to do that. Now, I've heard of some people doing OMAD and just getting amazing results. They feel great. And I think that's perfect. If that works for you, that works for you. But then I was trying to connect that to like nature. And yeah, I think generally if we would have eaten, I think our ancestors would have eaten one big meal at a time. But then I was thinking our ancestors tried to optimize for fat gain and storage. This was a survival mechanism. So maybe eating a lot of meals or calories in one meal could have contributed to fat gain, maybe even just a little bit. Whereas two smaller meals, you're not having to kind of gorge yourself as much calories wise. Your stomach can kind of shrink a little bit, which for a lot of us can control how much we eat, which is a very real problem in our modern food environment. And I think it might even, because you're eating less right then and there, and I think because you're eating less in one sitting, you're probably less likely to gain fat right then and there. Interesting to think about. And I'm starting to feel that maybe if fat maintenance is a concern, and if you naturally aren't one that just needs to gorge, I'm thinking that eating 2 or 3 meals within a feeding window is going to be better than trying to stuff all your calories into one meal. Now, I don't really have any great insight in this. This is just something I'm thinking about, and I'm curious to hear your experience. Are you doing OMAD, or are you doing 2 meals, 3? I've been experimenting more since I've kind of removed some of the intermittent fasting dogma from my mind. I used to think I had to eat like 2 strict meals. I'd be at the same time every day or whatever. But then I started thinking about flexibility and human health, and anything that's varied is usually going to have a adaptation to our species. Like the only constant in nature is flux. It's up and down, left and right, different ways. And generally you become anti-fragile. The more you can kind of stress the system, as long as that system doesn't break, then you get better. So I was thinking how it's good to sometimes eat breakfast. It's good to sometimes eat a huge meal or smaller meals, or maybe it's good to sometimes have like 3 small meals, which is totally foreign to me right now. Like I kind of did that yesterday where I was feeling full. I ate a smaller kind of snack meal thing. And then we were watching a show and I had cheese and an apple. And I felt like I got my calories in for the day. I felt like there was hunger lingering a little bit in between those meals though. So like I obviously didn't eat enough at the meal. So, it's interesting. And I don't think we know the exact mechanisms for this. Maybe caloric load and how that affects fat gain and metabolism, these different things. I think that would be interesting to try to analyze. But let me know, OMAD, 2 meals, 3 meals. Like I'm curious, like what are you currently doing? What do you find that your body defaults to? What do you generally feel more full and satisfied on? And if you are trying to lose weight or you had lost weight, what was the most conducive for you for fat loss? And actually, this is a good one. If you've tried to gain weight, if you struggle with gaining weight, what strategy have you used for gaining? Was it lots of frequent eating? Was it like 2 huge meals? Was it 1 really, really big meal? Let me know. Hey, Colin here. Got a freebie for you. Click on the button below to go to the ancestralmind.com and download the 7 Principles of Living Wild. This is a short PDF that's got some of the main principles such as real food, sleep, movement, and a couple more that are going to help you live more ancestrally in accordance with your genes.